our last days before we leave. Driving through the mountains, through St. Thomas, heading to Roselle Falls for the last wash, as I call it, or the leaving wash, I'm going to call it. There's an arrival wash and a leaving wash, when we're portaling through. It's like a portal. We go through these ports, and the ports are portals. So I'm sharing this live drive with you all. I usually don't do it here on this platform, but I'm sharing it with you on the way to Roselle Falls. Ashe, ashe, and just meditating. My drives are my meditations, my live drives, holding the meds on what's happening, what's taking place. Right? We got truck tails in front of us. But I'm going to hold it down because the boys with toys be out and they like to catch me out here. So let me move through neatly, wisely, wisdom, moving with wisdom, which is what I'm sharing with us now in the lessons. As I've been talking about, a lot of bloodline attacks. This is the ancestral passage that I've uncovered this time around. So we gotta believe and know exactly who we are, where we are. Peace, love, and light. The sun is glaring, so I can't really see. True peace to you as well. So yeah, the lessons it's a lot. There's a shift changing majorly right now, and it's either you see it or you don't. Either you get it or you won't. But it's a splitting. I'm pretty sure some of you are hearing about it or maybe seeing it in other avenues, but the split is happening, and it's active right now. And this layer just really opened another level of liberation. For those who have really done the work, we're feeling the liberation. And the liberation doesn't feel like any other. It's not the same. It's definitely different, and you're seeing who you really are in this remembering, especially how you connect with others. This last new moon in Taurus was really highlighting to us like the re-evaluation of our possessions, everything that we call possessions, materials, people, all types of belongings we call possessions. So we're now having to look at how we look at these quote-unquote possessions. The people, the places, like how are they valuing you? Are you feeling the connect or the disconnect thereof? And for me, I'm seeing a lot of disconnect, not in a bad way either, but you're just able to really see the difference where some people are ready for you, some are not. They're really just not that ready. And those who are on this level, it's hard to find those who are what they call ready-made, or let's say willing and ready light bodies that are ready to activate this light grid and be on this next level of this movement. Yet everybody is moving accordingly to their level. So it's about recognizing those who are not able to see you at that level for whatever reason. It don't even got to be nothing bad. It's just they don't see that quite yet, right? Let me make sure y'all get this view as we do the drive. Ooh, look at that view. Look at that view. Excuse me, truck. Coming through. This is my favorite view. Coming through here. Let the ancestors say Ashe and Akua. So this ancestral passage was real. Overlooking, for those who know this area, you know what it is. It's driving through St. Thomas off the highway, coming down on the flats now. And the boys like to wait for you, so I gotta keep it down and bring down my levels, because they know you coming off of a hill, but they ready to clock you, even with my foot on the brakes right now, because you got to, the way you coming down steep. They like to wait there and clock your cars rolling at 100 miles an hour. Anyhow, I mean 100 kilometers, excuse me, and it has to be 80 kilometers. Ashe. So a lot of the breakthrough on this mission, I've walked it with some people. We did the ancestral passage, and it really is just that. As I've been saying to you all, the ancestors are not those who come and go before you. They are the answers in your blood, in your DNA. So it's a DNA activation. And this was that. My visits coming here is always like a spiritual dialysis. And that's what it is. Keep it down, keep it below 80, because it's where they like to catch you. This is the land of my descendant, my ancestry. So it is the ancestral land. It is good to go to where you ancestrally come from if you want to unlock some codes or to the next best thing. For some people, I'm finding that there are a lot of people that are being called to Jamaica, and it's because it's somewhere in their ancestry when they do the lineage, when they do the work. So it's in the codes. This is why I know these are the codes. We come here to unlock these codes. And so in your bloodline, there's a reason why you're connected to the land, and it's bigger than what you even think. It's still to unlock codes from way, way, way before your lifetime. Oh, I don't turn here. Go straight. So, I mean, many don't understand the multidimensional aspects of it. It's not just what's right in front of your face. We're not just looking at the surface level stuff. This is beneath the surface. So when you're coming back and you're going to your places of origin, some of you have come in this particular lifetime. Some of your spiritual higher self, over self, chose this particular lifetime and bloodline in order to extract certain codes if you adhere to the remembering. If you choose to be a chosen one and remember, be a part of the remembering. So let me make sure we letting people cross here. Okay. Beep beep to you too. So let me roll this down. This is deep, y'all. Like, a lot of us don't recognize the depths of uncovering and remembering your ancestors, the codes, and remembering what they do in this lifetime helps you to unlock the codes. Remembering what they're here for, indifferent of whether it's good or bad. This is not about seeking good ones, bad ones. This is just uncovering who they are and what they do. Me? I guess he want me to come up. Hold on. They're directing me into coming around. Stick a pin on that thought right there. All right, coming into the gas station. Stick a pin. Let me give them something. Y'all with me? This is part of the road drive. We got to stop in and pull in at the pit stop. Right? When you racing and all of that, tell him, call him. Let me give the card. Do you see the card? Oh, you got to open the thing. That's what you're waiting on. Oh, tell him to come. I have a card. Hold on 1 second, live. I need the card. Okay, I found it. I'm like, where's my card? Tell him to do the card. Can you do the card first? Yes. Because they'll give it to you and you ain't got it. 3,000. They'll give you the gas and you ain't got it. So now while I'm here, let me see. Yes, I'm sweating because I'm getting ready to go into this water. Some people are suffering internal symbiosis. Oh, excuse me, narcissism. Oh, we got to talk about that. We need to break that down. You're making me put on my thinking cap now. Ooh, and I didn't even get no fruits. I need some fruits. So I need some light food right now. I need the light codes from the light foods. Some people are suffering internal symbiosis. Yet internal, and the symbiosis is symbiotic, like the symbiotic plants that stick to each other. So I'm breaking it down as I'm seeing it. Work with me. If you get something, tell me. And narcissism. So attached to some type of narcissistic idea. That's what I'm seeing. There's this, as a narcissist or through narcissism, it's a heightened sense of the ego. That's all it is. That's all it is. A lot of people don't understand that it is a heightened sense of the ego. And a lot of times we're not aware of it because a lot of times we're in the 3,000. A lot of times we're not aware of how we're attached to this ego in that state. Yeah, put it in that way.
Like this?
Oh, so it don't usually tap, so that's why I say just put it in.
Okay, but it's not going through.
Yeah, you have to put it in. It's not that tap tap dance. Where are you at? Oh, I'm in Jamaica right now. I'm in St. Thomas. It's the first gas station as soon as you get off. This is like the main gas station. It's my people's spot. So I come into this spot and support as soon as you get off the highway. But yes, we're on our way to St. Thomas Rizal Falls to take our spiritual cleansing before we head out. It's something we do when we get here and when we leave, particularly me. It's like my portal passage through, kind of, so to speak. Part of the process. I need to sign my autograph.
Yeah.
Because I'm famous, y'all know, like you want my autograph. You want me to sign my nature? That's what it is. You signing your nature and your name away. A lot of us don't look at it like that. Be careful what you sign to. Give them back because you're signing your nature. You're signing your name is your nature. And it's who you are, right? So something we were talking about, the narcissism. Yes, all narcissism is
What is it, 90?
87 is the ego, an inflated ego, a hyperactive ego, the ego that needed to coddle itself. All narcissists come from a wound, a deep wound, and a lot of times at the base of it is shame. I got to do a whole nother thing on narcissism. This is not that one, but just to speak into that, that's what that narcissism is. The ego is inflamed, and sometimes they don't know that it is, but when it is, you're heavy in the masculine energy of the creative activity. Right? Remember, all it is masculine, feminine, creative, receptive. So if you're too much into the plus, too much into the ego is too active in that way, then it leaves no room for a balanced receptivity. It leaves no room for the intuition, because the opposite of the ego is the intuition that's in the subconscious mind. So a lot of this internal attachment to narcissism, this is what I'm going to call the internal symbiosis. That's it for me. Blessings to you. I wasn't going to let go off it until I'm clear.
Come on. Come on up.
I wasn't going to let go till I'm clear.
Go ahead.
All right. Which way I should go out now? All right, bear with me, leaving the gas station and back to our message at hand, because this is deep. Oh, wow. Now we're getting the call. We're getting a call. Hold on. Greetings. You're live. Greetings. We're on our way. We're in St. Thomas. I was trying to get you before we head out.
It's best if you call me from earlier, man, and give me a start, you know, right? Because I was looking forward.
Yeah.
To collect money, and I'm just a reach back.
Oh, you just reached back?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just a reach back.
Oh. And then I got caught up too, so I didn't want to call you unless I was sure I was coming when I got out of my arrangements. Yes. So I'll be back. I'll check back when I'm heading back out this way. I'll link back.
All right, no problem.
All right.
No problem.
Oh, sorry. They were still talking. Hey, let me go in front of you. Now I could turn on AC. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. Ooh, the heat is there. It's kicking. Narcissist. That's what I said I'm going to call that. Internal symbiosis narcissism. Symbiosum is that internal attachment to the ego. Internal attachment to your I am in a misappropriated kind of way. And the only reason why it's misappropriated is because it's just missing some of the receptivity. Or more. For some people it's more. But what I'm getting right now, especially what I just experienced, is just a little bit of receptivity. is missing. Therefore, you can't receive the fullness, right? Some messages are going to get missed right now if you can't receive the fullness of time, of what is. Time is of the essence, and when the essence is before you, you got to know what essence you're in, right? And some are not aware of that because of not so much receptivity. So a lot of what I'm seeing is the releasing and knowing how to integrate as we are moving with and between each other, right? Between dimensions with one another. So, ooh, the heat. So I'm seeing that as we embody, because it's an embodiment right now, we're embodying the frequencies. And as we're embodying them, it is dependent on how they have transcoursed through the cosmos in our mind, through our entire solar system within our soul, which is the entire mind, the entire consciousness, which includes your energy centers, your chakras, grounding them. And so all of this are layers and levels to each and every one of us. And so I'm looking at who's in the accordance with their layers and their levels. That's it. And if there's a certain lack of receptivity, they won't be able to be in the balance and see it all for its fullness. But everybody in their due time and space. But what I'm seeing is how I'm saying but a lot. And I'm seeing how we recognize them is what's important, because you know where to invest your energy. You know where to put it. Unfortunately, not everybody's going to see you in the light that you walk in. Right now is for us to recognize those who do and those who don't. Because right now we're seeking each other. We're at heightened senses and we're becoming more attuned to the higher frequencies. So we're seeking each other right now. Keep going around somebody. And we're seeking the real ones and the true ones. More than the real ones, we're seeking the true ones, the true lights who are ready for the next movement. This is not just to talk about it. This is to make the next step. What are you willing to do with this movement? Right? And I'm seeing where there's just some blockages because not everybody ready to move. And it's according to the wounds that they still keep up, or the wounds, the things in the world that they're still attached to. So I listen carefully to things that people are attached to, like the holidays and things like that. And this is not knocking anybody, but this is how we're going to realize the true ones. There's a lot of real ones out there, a lot of spiritual everything going on, but this is a spiritual breakthrough, right? Saturn and Neptune has left Pisces officially, entered Aries together, something that hasn't been done in years. So that karmic cycle has come to an end. For some of us, it's not just this lifetime, it's multiple lifetimes that it's in the name of, it's in the nature of multiple lifetimes. So what you are rectifying, where there's a resolution that's happening in the soul right now, restorative, restitution, resolution in the soul, like this is a redemption song. This is a true redemption song. A Black man redemption. So we're redeeming ourselves and our souls according to the truth of what we know. And a lot of souls are seeking but finding it hard to unfold because of what they hold on to, what they think they know. Right? So until you're ready to release, what I'm not experiencing is I'm not seeing where there's a true wanting to release. When you truly release, then you can truly receive. You can be receptive, or else that feminine energy known as a receptive activity is functioning. It is a mouth. We be careful of the inflated ego, because that is the narcissism, and how we attach to it is that symbiosis. And that's the hard part. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people that are just attached to something in their ego. Something in their ego. It don't got to be all the way bad ego. It don't got to be bad. It's just something in their ego that they're attached to a certain way, certain concepts that they may have not fully broken through. And I'm speaking to those of you who have done the work too, because a lot of times we think that because we've done the work, like we can't be spoken to. You know, like, yeah, I'm speaking especially to us. There's something there that we need to fully adhere to. And we got to allow ourselves to be receptive enough. And what I found and what I did just now is I practiced that. This is where I'm like, I met with someone who's very as deep, see the things that I don't even have to tell them, because the things that I teach, they see it, right? They're speaking it. And I'm offering my receptivity. I'm being transparent about how receptive I am. I'm receiving the correction, even if I didn't understand it in its fullness. This is why when I say we got to open that receptivity, it has to open. Oh, the Yalis madman, y'all. He wearing my dress, the green dress. That's what I call the, no, I'm not making fun of. Like, she always think it's, no, I like to catch them in the, like, these are the things that we see in the street. I call him the Yalis madman because, you know, every town has like a madman, not to laugh at them, but just I recognize that's who he is. With all love and light, that's who he is, the madman. And it's good to see him. When I see him, it's like, oh, there he is. He's fine. He's doing okay. No shot, no shade. That's just what it is. Right? So we're in these times where we got to recognize the feminine energy, the receptive activity of self. Thank you, Spirit. This is important. This is the exchange and energy of what was happening. Very mindful, very aware, you know, person, interaction. But what I'm doing in offering what I'm seeing, right? I'm offering me, this sacrifice in me, basically, as in, wow, I'm receiving this. There's something that was said to me that was a little hard to receive. It wasn't bad. It was just like, I wasn't like getting my Rubik's Cube on with it. I wasn't really grasping. It was like, wait a minute, where is this coming from? Right? And I was told that, oh, there's some fear there. You sense fear. Now, I'm not going to deny that. There must be something there that you sense that, because why? I respect your receiver. All right. Knowing now that I am on a higher frequency, right? Being that I do 5 channel in, you know, I alchemize, just not even titles, just my frequency is higher. It's on a higher spectrum, so to speak, because there's still some things there that have to be learned, right? Through experience, because experience teaches wisdom, and that's the wisdom to it all. So sometimes people just need a little bit more life experience, but they're there in a totality, right? So the knowledge is there. Some of the wisdom is not quite infused yet, let's put it that way. And so anyway, even though the frequency I come in is a little higher, I'm willing to receive still. Like, you're telling me something good. Fear, where is that? Because I work on fear. And it's not to make an excuse, right? And I get that that's what that person may have been picking it up as, like, oh, no, you don't have to say excuse. You don't have to defend. It's not an excuse or defend. It's more to say, I'm aware of that. And I'm glad that you recognize that. And it's to be aware for me, like, oh, this person sees fear. Let me see where that is, because I work on fear. I face fear. So where is that in me? Because you might be seeing it, but it may not be the way that it is in me. We always see, life is a reflection of you. So we always see things in people that are magnified, or we see it that it is magnified to our understanding. So what fear means to that person is not, I know, as a matter of fact, I know it's not what the fear is to me. So I'm looking into it and going, okay, I received this, but what is this fear to me? Where is it showing up in my life, world, and affairs? So I researched. It took a couple of times, like it took maybe about 3 different times in a span of time for it to really hit. But it was like I'm working with it while I'm right there, you know, in front of their face. And I'm like, okay, it's there. So where is it? I don't have fear for this, that, you know, the things that I'm ruling it out now, but I'm looking at where it could be showing up. So it came to me first that it's showing up as me being careful, being too careful. It's like, what am I being careful about? And it's really hitting as truth, because that's one of the things that resonated in him that I saw as something that is to be adored, so to speak, to adore this aspect of the masculine energy, the creative activity, that this is the power, that force and that power, that's what's admirable, and that's what you want to adhere to. So that is what pulled in energy frequency to be like, this is light codes that is needed. And there's some light codes that you have that is needed in the part of, on their end as well, what they're to extract from me, which is more of the receptive activity, which is more of the feminine energy. Not just because I'm a female, nothing to do with gender, but more of the feminine energy as receptive activity to bring forth a little bit more humility for this next level, right? They're already a humble person. They're very humble. It's not to say they don't have humility. They're already humble, but a little bit more humility needs to be brought forth to extract what needs to come out of the emotional body, aka the sacral, right? So I'm bearing witness to this, but I'm seeing that as I'm practicing receptivity and even sharing it, that, oh, this is what this is. I needed to not be too careful. What I'm being too careful about, I don't know yet. I didn't know that yet. See, this is how you follow spirit every step of the way. I didn't know what it was yet, but I'm willing to listen. I'm still walking in the willingness to listen. This is good, big throat chakra energy, right? Not just giving and speaking, but I'm willing to listen and appropriate what I'm hearing, taking it in. And so as I'm doing so, I'm feeling the lack of the reciprocal energy is not being reciprocated. That person is not being at a depth of receptiveness, to what I'm bringing. So the light codes that I am bringing are somewhat getting through, right? Some of it is getting through, but the main meat of those light codes are not really hitting. It's not really getting through because there is this field that is there, right? And so this is the field that is there that blocks reception, that blocks receptivity. And that's what I'm experiencing, and had to look at it like, okay, I see what I'm here to bring, but it's not being reciprocated, as in you're able to receive this in its fullness, because there's some that was being received. So anyhow, I'm seeing all this, and it's like, what is really going on in this culture? Or just sometimes you just have to wait. That's where people are. And I continue on, and my soul is just like frozen a little bit, right? Let me see. They're feeding white horses. Okay, you could turn off the AC. They're waiting. That was taking place, and literally I was sharing this news with you. Okay, I think that's the most we're gonna get now before we get in. So yeah, feeding. It's a lot. I'm just taking y'all on the live drive with me and sharing the meds, just impromptu, and giving it where I can. And there are feeding, and that's what essentially probably I was feeling, some type of feeding. Not that they're purposely trying to, but that energy that's very heavy in the ego a little bit blocks for receptivity. So there's an imbalance. That's all. There's an imbalance there, and it's for us to know where we see them. That's the key thing, that what I'm saying to those of us that are like this in energy. Or not to. You've given a little, and okay, don't give any more. Or where to stop at. You pull back and you keep your energy if it's not fully there, if it's not reciprocated. Let me go up this hill. Like, the winding roads, y'all. Welcome to the live drive. I'm still in Jamaica and just sharing some meds with you all. On my way to the bath, to the waterfalls. You'll get a view of that. We're gonna get cut off because we're going through the hilly part. This is a little winding road to the hills. The driving is always the interesting part in Jamaica, and it is my relief. It is my therapy. It's my connection to my ancestor, I guess. My dad, who liked to drive. Right, birds? Hello? Tweet back to you. You're back. I'm back live. We're on the water's edge. We're at the falls. This is where it's at. I gotta come over. That is the falls. We have arrived. Come one, come all. Right next to the ocean, across from the ocean. Sharing this live with you. Whew, at this ocean view. So, all right, real quick before I close out with my light codes. Deep breath. Let the ancestors really give you the answers and the keys within. And allow the timeline split to happen because it's happening. Ashe. Let those that see what they see be able to get the connections. We're all supposed to be on a move right now, connecting with those that we can. Those who are on the higher frequencies, it's movement time. It's a forward movement, whatever that is for you. If you're in your tribes, it's time to pull the tribes together. It's time for action steps in the light colonies. Let me put it that way. The light colonies are rising, and those who are meant to find each other are finding each other. But not everybody knows when we find each other, right? Not everybody knows that, okay, this is the call. This is it, right? And that's what I'm seeing. Some people may be missing it. It may be going over their head a little bit. That's okay. Make the connection anyway. They'll find you when it's time. You know, we'll do our part. This is not a time to say too much. It's like say less. So if I speak to anyone too much right now, if I speak, it's because spirit is emphasizing something. Because right now my mode is to not say much, to not tell you too much, to not, even though I have my platform and I'm here sharing what I can with those who I can, is saying less is what I'm being called to do. Say less, say less. So as I share these words with you, I'm about to go get refreshed, and maybe I'll do another live if I can come back from that. But I share with you all to stand in this peace, love, and light. I highlight that just for us to do the work and for us to recognize the split and recognize who have it, you know, who don't, so you can know who's doing the remembering with you. The frequencies are being raised. Those of you that are being radical disturbers like Uranus, it's getting turned up. So be ready to be that radical disturbance, unapologetically so. This is what we're moving towards. Unapologetically walking in your spiritual, authentic authority that Pluto, the revelation planet, has revealed to many of us. It is time. And so when you find what you find, it's for us to really do the next step and making an action step and sticking together and being willing and ready, light bodies, to make a move, to do something. So if spirit finds you, it finds you. If we find each other in spirit, it is that time. Ashe, let me see what we're saying before I leave. They're feeding on themselves more than they are feeding on others. Disempowerment empaths are narcissist injury symptom. Yes, they love disempowered empaths. And sometimes they mistake me as one. And I think that may have been what happened too. It was like, oh, maybe they didn't know. I'm empathic. I'm not disempowered. Very empowered, very aware, third eye popping. I see through you. We see you. Most of us do. But some still don't recognize, and they still think that you're, you know, able to be, I don't know, taken advantage of. Even if they're not trying to take advantage of, they just don't see you, right? So with that, I'm going to go forward a little bit. I'm going to get a little closer to my mark now that this car just moved. Yes. Closer to my water. All right, so that's what it is. Yes, rebellious responses. That's what I'm seeing. It's like a rebellious response, a little ant. Like I was feeling that little ant, like, nah, you don't know this. Let me tell you something. But I'm not here to show what I know like that. I'm here. If I'm here and if I come across you, if the spirits have guided me, it's for a reason. It's for you, a season and a reason for you to hear the message, get the light codes, especially if it's personal, because I don't personally go out of my way for many. But You know, it's positive either way. It's just to open up. I see that there has to be more opening. Well, I'm going to use that as an example in this. What I see collectively is there is need for more receptive activity. More of the feminine energy needs to be poured in and needs to be aligned and harmonized in this duality, in the harmony of duality. We need to harmonize more of the feminine energy, right? The matriarchal wounds need to be taken care of. The maternal wounds, the motherly wounds, they need to be taken care of. We need to revisit them even as children onto them, whether I'm speaking physically or literally, metaphysically, however you want to look at it. The feminine energy is on its move, and right now, for those, if we don't rectify it, if we don't get it in accordance and alignment, it's going to be the misappropriated feminine energy, which are the desperate energies grabbing right now, the wounds, the she-dogs in the families. The wounded females are really the ones that's grasping and blocking things right now. The wounded feminine energy in you. So find out where that is and where it shows up as truth. So you can have truth resonance, move what you need to move out of the way, and get what you need to receive. Don't let these light codes pass you by. Believe me, it's not a coincidence, right? We are theoretically practical theory, yep. Most don't get it, trapped in one or the other, not knowing the union exactly, right? We are theoretically practical, and we are a practical theory. Don't get it twisted, right? Don't get trapped in one or the other, pinning yourselves against each other, pinning one opposition against the other. That's not third eye activity. A balanced third eye brings things from the opposite ends and integrate it into a balance. A balance meaning there's equilibrium, there's an equal amount of both. The logic and the reasoning, the masculine, the feminine, the ego, the intuition, all of that. It's not to get rid of the ego. We are humbleizing the ego. The ego needs a little bit more drop. You know, like when you get in that IV drip, drop, tip top into you hit the drop button. Some of you need to hit the drop button, and you need a little bit more humility, just to be able to see the message, to get the fullness, because I wasn't even able to deliver the fullness of the message because of some of the block that I was like feeling or sensing. It's like it's not being taken seriously to a certain degree because it's being looked at like, let me tell you something, let me teach you something, when this is not what that was. You know, it's more of, I have some light for you, you got some light codes for me. Do you hear this light code? But you can't hear the light codes that I have when you're a little, when there's too much of the creative activity, you know, in play, too much of the masculine energy. So you need to hit that button, get a drip drop of drip drop. Let me get some humility. Let me get some of that humility that comes from the feminine activity, the feminine receptive activity of receiving. Opening your receptors so you can see beyond what's just coming at you in order to let it come through you, right? So that's what I was seeing or sensing that may be missing in the collective. So what this is the message, this about the situation, but I'm speaking it into the life force energy of myself and to us, to those who choose to receive it. Humbleize that part of you that has a little bit more protectiveness, which is the ego, which is the masculine energy. Whatever that is, it's going to show up in all of us differently, but humbleize that part of you. Because believe me, even this was a practice and an exercise. When I heard that I had fear, I had to be like, what? Because naturally the other me would be defensive and be like, hell no, that can't be there. I do this, I do that. This person is wrong. That's not it. This person is right. And there's a reason why they're seeing it in their perspective. So what is it in mine? Find what it is in due time, because we all are within the clock of time, the vessels of time that we are. It is time to reset the clocks. We're in a space and time where there is a reset. Are you going to allow yourself to get that reset? And that's what I was seeing, what this person was missing, to get that reset, to really receive this reset, because you're on something, but now take this hit and receive it. But you have to put on the receptive activity. You have to put down that give, because they're used to giving, which I understand. And when a person is used to giving, like myself, it's very hard to receive. So I understand how hard it is to put on that receptive activity. So, but this is the test of time, within time, that they were supposed to put down their giving and just say, let me receive that. I see what you're seeing there. And even if I see something one way, let me still receive what you're giving until I can receive it in its fullness. Ashe? That's what I had to do. It took me a while. It took me until I left to get the fullness of what I fear and what was actively being essenced in the air and in the atmosphere, what was looshing from me, what was exuding from me. Because we be looshing, y'all. We be looshing. Everybody's looshing. So there was something there that was being held, and it was something I was supposed to say to them that I was not, because it was personal to me. And I thought, maybe this is too personal. Maybe I need to not go there. Let me be careful with my words, right? In sense of, don't give them all of that. You're just meeting them. It's kind of like when you just meet somebody and you don't want to dump everything on them. So it was like that. I don't want to dump all of this. So I'm holding back. Apparently they, who are receptive in their own right, received that, but thought that it was just, they could feel this fear. They could feel it. And now it's that it was reflected to me. I could see what that fear was. It was because I did not. This was a type of fear. Remember I said earlier, it was a type of fear that was being too careful, right? What is this careful? I don't know. But as I go on, and my spirit had me seize until it just something, a conversation I was having with somebody else unlocked it while I was sitting there parked, and it was like, I got it. I was being too careful because there was a information or a testimony that I was supposed to give. Like Spirit was saying, there's a reason why I sent you to them. You were supposed to give this information. I didn't ask you if it was too personal. I didn't ask you if now was not the right time. This is what you were supposed to give. And this is how energy works with us sometimes. And I did not do it. So because I did not do that and I held back, it was, they could sense that there is something, careful, fearfully being done. That fearful, don't do this, maybe not right now, maybe later. But Spirit was saying, no, I needed you to deliver this message now. I needed you to release these light codes now. So I'm saying that so that we understand what's happening and while we're interacting with each other, especially light warriors, light bodies, we're exchanging light codes. And at particular moments in time, we need to be able to give what we are told to give. Right? Whether they received it or not, I was supposed to give that. There's a reason why, because maybe if I had given that, that would have been the key to unlock. Not that I'm trying to pry anybody open, but that would be the key for them to help them unlock a specific type of receptive activity in them to receive the fullness for them. So, but I had the key and held on to it. Right? And I even showed this and talked about this, being the feminine of the cross, and why the feminine energy, this loop of the cross, of the Ankh, is so important. What they took and made a cross and took out the womb. Took the womb out of man to give you a cross. That cross is another cross. And I highlighted this, and I still did not activate the womb by releasing what needed to be released in that moment while they were giving, while they were in their mode of giving, and I was receiving. Then it was my time to release in that receiving, for them to receive what they needed. This is the intercourse, right? This is the energetic intercourse that are happening between ones and another. And so there was a lot of giving, but they weren't able to receive what was being released, right? Through me, the vessel of receptive activity. Ashe? Anyhow, so looking at that so you can know how to, tap in, or just what to look out for. It's not even a how to, just sharing the experience so that you see where it may show up with you and how we got to kind of, pay attention to this give and receiving, right? So with that, let me go get refreshed. Go get this natural refreshing at the falls, Rizal Falls. Come one, come all. And I will return at another time, Ashe, where it is well divine. Peace, love and light.